Yes.
all other.
So these are all young generation, right from 6 years to probably about 40 years. We've got some parents and some elders also joining this conversation. So it's a huge range for you to address, sir.
Okay, fine. Let's start without wasting time. Can I share? You want me to share the screen or you are uploading my presentation?
Yeah, your presentation is uploaded, sir. It's right in front of you. Can you see it, sir?
I don't see it.
Okay, sir, you'll have to just stop sharing your screen, so you'll be able to see my screen then.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. All right, fine. Okay, so once again, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be on this platform. Thank you, FIRC, for providing this opportunity. I won't speak much about myself as he has already given you, he's given my brief introduction. I'm a veteran in solar energy since 1992. So today, we will talk about the subject of sustainable energy. And also, let's understand what is climate change. It's a burning issue. I hope everybody of you would agree to that. I'll try to restrict my presentation within 15-20 minutes max. There will be a couple of videos I will show so that you get a fair idea. Please apologize if the screen quality is not good, or rather the video quality of my picture is not good, because I'm using another equipment. Today I'm working from home. I usually don't go daily to my office, so my apologies on that. And later, I will be more happy to have an interactive session, because this is such a subject that even 24 hours are less. We can talk and talk and talk, which I've been doing all this 26 years, because I'm also a professor. I do teach in several engineering colleges. So I don't want to make it really, a boring and a cumbersome, but let's make it as interesting as possible. Now, understanding sustainable energy. Unsustainable patterns of energy production and consumption from fossil fuel threaten not only human health and quality of life, but also deeply affect ecosystems and contribute to climate change. Meaning, a pattern of usage is what is leading to the climate change that we are observing. Today, it was there in the news that, the temperatures in the Ladakh region, I hope many of you know, the northernmost tip of India, is going to increase by 7 degrees. And about 22% of the snow cover is what they are going to lose. And that was a real shocking to me. We are entering that kind of a phase. Hence, now the need is, it's in a hand how we can first sustain our ecology. And that's where the word comes, sustainable. Now, how we use these sustainable sources, so they are like the solar energy, the wind energy, the hydro, that is from the water, and the bioenergy, that is from the agro waste, and the human excreta of the waste. These are the technologies that don't emit pollution, and they not only tackle these challenges head on, but they are engine for poverty reduction, social progress, equity, enhanced resilience, economic growth, and environment sustainability. Now, please allow me to share a screen. I'll first show a small video so that you understand exactly what is the climate change. Thank you.
Sure, sir. You can share your screen.
Please enjoy the video. And then
Climate change is actually happening. And this is just the beginning. आने वाले कुछ ही टाइम में सीन बहुत बुरा होने वाला है, क्योंकि हम अपनी हरकतों से बाज तो आ नहीं रहे हैं। कार्बन एमिशन बढ़ता जा रहा है एंड वी आर डूइंग नथिंग अबाउट इट। जस्ट टू गिव यू एन आइडिया, पिछले 10,000 सालों में धरती का टेम्परेचर बढ़ा नहीं है, बट सिंस द प्री इंडस्ट्रियल 19th सेंचुरी ये टेम्परेचर 1 डिग्री बढ़ चुका है और अब बहुत तेजी से हम 1.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं। 2 डिग्री पर पहुंचते पहुंचते थिंग्स विल एक्चुअली बी डिजास्ट्रस। यू मस्ट बी थिंकिंग, कि 1-1.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस क्या होता है, ऐसा भी क्या हो जाएगा. Things in perspective at
Hello, Mr. Malviya. Hello, Mr. Malviya. I think the video, we can't see the video. It's just playing, but we can't see the video.
You can't see the video?
No, we can't see the video.
Oh, here it is showing.
Okay, you'll have to just, I think, share your entire screen. That's why.
Okay.
Just share the entire screen, and then it is.
It is in the entire screen.
Okay. So you should be able to share the video then. We can see your file manager. We can see the 4 videos that you put up, but we can't see the actual video.
Okay. Let me share another video. Whether you're able to see this? Are you able to see this video?
No, not as you. No.
Holy Cross Convent School Akola was established in 1959 by the Sisters of Cross Amravati.
So on the Zoom, can you just click on share screen and then select the video?
It is one of the most
share the whole
renowned schools
screen
of Akola
itself.
city in Maharashtra, providing the best education till stand 10.
So do I need to make any of the changes?
Yes.
Yeah, just click on share screen again.
I'm already screen sharing.
Okay, can you stop it first? Can you first stop it?
All right. Okay, I stopped it.
Yeah. So now share the screen. Click the share screen option again.
Wait.
Share screen option.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the first option will come the entire screen, right? The desktop, entire screen. Just click on that. So then you can share the whole entire video. So yes, now just open that video. I think so we'll be able to see it. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we can see it.
So wait. I have to show the other video now. Not this
Holy
one.
Cross Convent School.
Okay, fine. So let's understand first what is climate change.
climate change is actually happening, and this is just the beginning. आने वाले कुछ ही टाइम में सीन बहुत बुरा होने वाला है, क्योंकि हम अपनी हरकतों से बाज तो आ नहीं रहे. कार्बन एमिशन बढ़ता जा रहा है and we are doing nothing about it. Just to give you an idea, पिछले 10,000 सालों में धरती का टेम्परेचर बढ़ा नहीं है, but since the pre-industrial 19th century ये टेम्परेचर 1 डिग्री बढ़ चुका है, और अब बहुत तेजी से हम 1.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं. 2 डिग्री पर पहुंचते पहुंचते things will actually be disastrous. You must be thinking कि 1.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस क्या होता है, ऐसा भी क्या हो जाएगा. Things in perspective, at 5 degree increase, Arctic ice will still be there during most summers. But just a half degree more, और Arctic की summer ice पिघलने लगेगी. That means polar bears, whales, seals, and seabirds will mostly starve to death and go. 2 degree increase, population will be to severe water shortage. Shimla, Bengaluru.
Did we lose the audio?
Yes, we've lost the audio a little bit here.
3.5 degree और increase
It's back.
ही बढ़ जाएंगे. And as we know, vital nation of crops. That means in turn पड़ेगा हमारी crops पर. There will be a food shortage around the world. Extreme weather की वजह से उसके suicide rate में जहाँ 1.5 डिग्री पर 8 to 9% of coral reef will die. Degree increase coral reef से खत्म. This affect coral वाले microorganisms से civilization पर दिखेगा. Coral responsible for providing coastal for 500 million people worldwide. If they, that would lines will become more susceptible to damage and storms, hurricanes, cyclones. Tropical countries की तो what will not just adapt to one thing and we think to ever shifting at once.
Yeah, I think we've lost the audio quality again, sir.
अगर पूरे भी कर, world is mostly going to go warmer by around 3 degrees Celsius by the end of this is not prepared for it. According to report, आने वाले मात्र में global greenhouse need to go half and be 2050. Otherwise, the report, highlighting that it one of the most hit countries worldwide from to take action taken before. Basically, all the coal fuel based on the entire planet would be quickly replaced with zero carbon alternatives. And not just that, according to the report, the world will also have to develop and deploy of tons from atmosphere every year. Nahi to China, Bangladesh, and US, Indonesia, Philippines और वियतनाम में 5 करोड़ से भी ज़्यादा coastal flooding से जूझ रहे हैं. It's high time that, or it might too. China is number 1 in country, number 2, and India is being smarter than the rest. Have protection their number 1 agenda. US के Donald Trump का तो दिमाग ही फिर गया. बोले दिमाग है ही. Just one of the highest carbon emitting countries, but also tops in the per capita carbon emission. India और China में एक इंसान का average carbon footprint 1.5 और 6.5 मीट्रिक टन है. वहीं US में 15.5 मीट्रिक टन है. But इन सर के हिसाब से climate change is not real. उसको लगता है जैसे भूत कुछ नहीं होते, वैसे ही climate change भी कुछ नहीं होता. He considers it a conspiracy by other countries against the US. Like seriously, किस बेवकूफ को president बना लिया है US वालों ने? वैसे हमने भी कोई झंडे नहीं गाड़े हैं यहाँ पर. Looking at the current politics scenario in India, climate change policies doesn't seem to be the number 1 priority. Instead, economic growth has always been on the top of the agenda, and that too on the cost of our environment. 2014 में मोदी जी का कहना था that it isn't the climate that has changed, but rather our ability to deal with climate. वाह मोदी जी वाह. Industrial growth के नाम पर जंगल के जंगल काटे जा रहे हैं. Trees pull out CO2 from the atmosphere for us. ये तो थर्ड क्लास के बच्चे भी जानते हैं. बदलते वक्त के चलते गवर्नमेंट ने आजकल अपने आप को ग्लोबल स्टेज पर एनवायरमेंटली रिस्पांसिबल प्लेयर की तरह जरूर प्रोजेक्ट किया है. एनवायरमेंट प्रोटेक्शन के नाम पर सेस भी लगाए गए हैं, बट ग्राउंड रियलिटी इज फार फ्रॉम व्हाट इज एक्चुअली रिक्वायर्ड. ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के नाम पर सरकार ने एनवायरमेंटल इंपैक्ट असेसमेंट्स की रिक्वायरमेंट को ऑलमोस्ट खत्म कर दिया है. कितने ही पेंडिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स दैट वर ऑन होल्ड ऑन ग्राउंड्स ऑफ सेविंग द एनवायरमेंट हैव बीन अप्रूव्ड. 2010 से 2018 के बीच में करीब 80,000 करोड़ रुपया have been collected as clean energy cess, जिसमें से सिर्फ 30% यानी कि करीब 24,000 करोड़ ही नेशनल क्लीन एनर्जी फंड में ट्रांसफर हुए और उन 24,000 में से भी सिर्फ 7,000 करोड़ प्रोजेक्ट्स में यूज हुए हैं. दिस वाज अ नॉन लैप्सेबल फंड, डैम इंपॉर्टेंट इन मिटिगेटिंग क्लाइमेट चेंज. नॉन लैप्सेबल का मतलब कि अगर फंड में पैसा बचता है तो वो किसी और फंड में ट्रांसफर नहीं हो सकता. But according to a news report, the remaining 56,000 crore were to be diverted from the fight against climate change to the losses incurred due to introduction of GST. Shows the seriousness with which we are dealing with the issue at hand. We still have some time to make it less bad, but we really have to act right now. First thing to do is that those of us who don't know about this issue, let's educate ourselves and people around us. Share this video right now. Secondly, let us reduce our personal carbon footprint to as low as possible. अभी नहीं तो कभी नहीं. हमारे बच्चे और उनके बच्चे सबकी वाट लगने वाली है. There is no time to waste. Share this video. Comment below on what you think about this issue.
Okay, fine. So does that give some idea to the participants?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure. Abhi nahi to kabhi nahi, right? That's what is the mantra. That's what the bottom line is. Now I'll just click on stop share and am I back to the presentation?
Yes.
All right, fine. So I hope you all got a fair idea what is sustainable energy. Okay. Now in order to tackle this, the biggest threat that we are facing is the floods or the pollution emitting out of our power plants. So the government of India has set a certain target. It is classified as intended nationally determined contribution. Thoda tough hai, isn't it? But you need not learn it. It's not a classroom wherein you need to mug it. It means that these are the goals that they are going to achieve by using sustainable energy like the wind power, the solar power, biomass, and waste heat. Okay. Now, please, first of all, apologies for the glitches in the earlier video, because that was a video made by somebody shared to me. And that reminds me of a very good incident, or a kind of on a lighter side, that somebody, आजकल सारा कुछ गूगल से मिलता है ना, गूगल सर्च करो तो डाउनलोड हो जाता है, कुछ ऐसा ही किया था मैंने. And then somebody asked me, is Google a male or a female? Well, I had to reply them, it is certainly a female, because before, it does not let you finish your statement and quickly pops up the suggestion. So maybe I should have had taken care that whether the quality was proper. Fine. So as you can see on your screen, right, the goal by the year 2022 is roughly to achieve about 170,000 megawatt or 170 gigawatt of power, which will roughly translate into 40% of our energy coming by these sustainable energy sources. And by the year 2030, ultimately it will be 450,000 megawatt. So this will at that time translate into 60% of our total energy needs, which means the coal or the nuclear energy or the gas will continue to be there. We have to understand the renewable sources are infirm, meaning they cannot be generated on demand. They have limitations. Like solar energy, it's only during daytime it can generate. If you ask, I need it in the night, then what's the solution? You need to have a storage. Okay. So by way of this 40% of our power, as was mentioned in the video, we will bring down our emission levels by 35% of the 2005 levels. So mind you, 15 years back, whatever were the emission levels, उसमें से भी 35% कम करना है. So forget now increasing. We have to almost like reduce by more than half, because the rate at which our demand for energy is growing, we are equally polluting, which is termed as our carbon footprint. Next screen. Do you have the screen control? All right. So this is just a map, because I won't go more into details. This is how the solar energy availability is in India. As you can see, the western part of Rajasthan and the northernmost Ladakh are the regions which are rich with sunlight. Unfortunately, these are the regions that are not industrialized or where the economic activity is not much. But as a country, we lie amongst one of the best solar radiation. So the challenge is in our hand, how we convert this available sun energy into useful energy. As per one statistics, just 2% of the sun rays falling on our earth is more than enough to meet our entire energy needs today, complete. You don't need to have oil or gas or nuclear or whatever you may say. Next. Okay. What's the current scenario? I won't read the figures, but we have roughly about 87,000 megawatt of energy. Could you go back? Yeah, coming through the renewable energy, which is a fantastic achievement India has done. And this has specifically happened in the last decade or so, more so in the last 6 years. As you can see on the right side, in our total energy mix now, the renewable has almost touched 35%. So let's congratulate ourselves for it. We have shown the world, and today we are the 4th best performing country in the world in terms of our sustainable energy. And I'm sure we have all the potential, all the intellectuals we have to go to number one spot. So all the participants who are here, it's in your hands now. You have a challenge ahead of us. You have business ahead of us. You have opportunities ahead of us. You have to just take it, grab it. Next slide. I hope I'm audible. I'm clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, fine. Now, these are somewhat the achievement slide. Children who are young may find it a little difficult to absorb, but all I'm trying to show is, you can see how the graph is rising consistently. On the left side, if you see, that shows our solar energy achievement on a year-to-year basis. So you can see it's constantly growing. And India has, as of now, as on today, if you talk of the 31st July rather, we have almost achieved 32 gigawatt or 32,000 megawatt of solar energy, which is well within our target. Of course, as the target set was about 100,000 megawatt or 1 lakh megawatt. In another 2 years, we have to achieve. Seems challenging, but doable. On the right side, if you see, there is another graph, which is about the solar heating. Now, your solar energy broadly gets converted into two forms. You generate power as well as heat. So power is by way of, solar panels, you get the electricity, which many of you would have seen. Where the heating application is, the common application is the solar water heater, wherein you don't generate power. The medium behind the black body, which could be water or air, is heated directly. So if you talk of the solar thermal heating, India is placed today the third in the world. As you can see on the right side of the graph, of course, China is way ahead, followed by Turkey and then India. So as you can see that the prospects are very bright in India for solar energy. And y'all can make it as your career. Next. That's the wind energy achievement. So India today is the 5th largest wind energy producer. Of course, in the last 2-3 years, the graph has gone down. The reason being solar power has become so cheap that most of the investment has gone towards it, and wind energy has taken a little backbeat. But it's fast catching up. As you can see, in the last financial year, it slowly started growing, and it is hoped again it will catch. Next slide. So now let's come to our main topic. What is climate change? क्या बदलाव हो रहा है? I hope most of you would, many of you would be comfortable if I add Hindi.
Yeah.
Correct? So that, let's also stick to a national language. And so what is climate change and global warming? We will first understand out of it. So until now, did you see what is the most powerful thing on this earth? Okay, so I'll share you a small anecdote, again on the lighter side. I belong to Maharashtra region. So people here are very proud, they say land of Shivaji. When you go to the eastern side, when you go to Bengal, you have Banerjees, Chatterjees, Mukherjees, right? All these genes. Here we have Shivaji. There are a lot of children here. If you talk of them, the best G is the Parle G. But then, which is the most powerful G? Any guesses? By now, maybe you can then later put it on the chat. It's the energy. That's the most powerful G, the energy. Okay, fine. So, all out of my experience, I'm sharing this. Now, what is climate change and global warming? The global phenomena created by burning fossil fuels. You understand? Fossil fuels is the fuel extracted from the Earth's crust, which is like the coal, the crude oil, and crude oil is later refined into multiple things like your cooking gas, your diesel, petrol, natural gas. Okay. So these fossil fuels, when you burn, and mind you, they are not unlimited, they are limited. When they are burned, they emit carbon. After all, these are hydrocarbon substances. As a result, the carbon creates a heat. So a layer of heat is created in your atmosphere, which is called as the ozone layer, right? Which is depleting. It's rather depleting. Ozone is from where we breathe. So the toxic gases are mixing in it, in the Earth's atmosphere. Okay. As a result, what is happening? The temperatures is rising. Correct? Sea levels are rising because of these pollution. I'm sure many of you must be knowing today Mumbai is flooded. So these are all experiences of our climate change. The tsunami that we saw, I'll come to that. Then shifts in flower and plant blooming. You know, the patterns are shifting. A lot of ice has already melted. It won't be surprised, you know, in another 50 years, if we continue at this race, or rather at this rate, the ice will be extinct. It will be only remaining in the museum under deep freeze. Then already we are seeing the extreme weather events, as I said. So the excessive burning of coal, crude oil and gas, as well as most essential deforestation. So deforestation is happening by way of concrete buildings. We are cutting the trees and growing our buildings, our industries. So these are all the causes of global warming. Next slide. I have shown on the right what are the impacts of it. You can later go through this slide. Now, it is in our hands how to stop this global warming. The children and the elders or the future generation who are there with me today on this platform, I want everybody of you to take pledge. 4th of August 2020. Please note in your diary, you're going to take a pledge, a vow that today onwards you will commit to reduce the carbon footprint. I'll come to that, what is carbon footprint shortly, but please take a pledge, and here are some of the ways you can do. Plant trees, and of course plant trees and maintain them. Just don't plant. It's very easy to plant and people forget it and then they die. Reduce the waste, very important. We are increasing our wastages day by day. So like stop using plastic and use preferably things that could be recyclable. Most essential, conserve water. Water is very, very precious. When you will be in adolescence age, another 25 years, you know, water will be so precious that perhaps your vegetables will be cheaper, but water will be very expensive. If you go to Western countries, water is more costlier than your tea and a coffee. That's how they value water. So conserving water, it is very important. Reduce the use of fossil fuel, which is the coal, oil, gas. We are not asking you to stop, but reduce. Walking. Make it a habit to walk for shorter distances if you want to buy anything, go somewhere, meet somewhere. Recycle whatever possible. Reduce and reduce again. You have to reduce your consumption pattern. I'll give a very simple exercise for children who are there. Sit with your parents and do one simple game. Make a list of things you do in a day and the type of energy you use and the other and water where you use. For example, when you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you use water. Now, when you brush your teeth, you even put on your lights, so you're using electricity. Then you go for bath, so you use hot water, which is by means of electrical heating. You also use lights. Like this, make a list of the activities. ask your parents when they were of your age, how they used to meet or do these activities. Now, of course, there was light at the time, right? But then did they enjoy all these luxuries? Maybe, you know, you all are watching television more than 3 hours, 4 hours. They were not. But that doesn't mean they were getting bored or they didn't remain humans, and you all are humans. You will find that, you know, we have actually increased our consumption and wasteful practices. So please understand, today, because of this, India ranks third most pollution emitter after China and USA. Although if you talk in terms of per capita, that is per person, we are way behind. But everybody of us is contributing and making this country a dirty country. Let's not make it. Let's be proud of our country, that it's a clean country. And I'll come to carbon footprint. In the meantime, you can put the next slide. So that's where I end my presentation, and I'll show one more presentation. But in the meantime, understand carbon footprint. You understand footprint? Footprint is, you know, you saw that a palm or a leg. Okay. Now, whatever activity we do in a day, we are contributing to the pollution, meaning we are emitting carbon. So for example, we all are today in this webinar. Have we emitted carbon? Yes, because we are consuming electricity. And how is electricity generated? It is through power plants, which are coal-based power plants. Unless we had used solar power, stored in a battery and used, then that was a clean form. So like this, if you see the last thing that I mentioned in my previous slide, you go through all the activities we do in a day. And in every activity, we are contributing to the carbon footprint. That is, we are consuming some or the other form of energy. When we are making tea, we use cooking gas. Maybe we even use the exhaust to drive away the smoke, which uses electricity. Okay, when we go to a school or when elders go to the offices, they use the fuel. So you are again contributing to the atmosphere by burning your fuel, which is CO2. Okay, so this is what is carbon footprint. I'll quickly come to the next presentation because we have already exceeded our time. We started, I think, almost 20 minutes late. So I'll just show you some examples and case studies of the solar energy development in India. And then I'll show a very short video and then I'll be open for question answers. So in the meantime, is the chat option open here?
Yeah, it's open.
Okay.
Yeah, for those who want to actually post any questions, can actually post it in the chat, and then we can have Mr. Malviya answering those questions then.
So, okay. Now, as I also mentioned in my previous slides, the solar power is happening in two forms. One is, you know, the large scale grid connected. We have the large solar farms, and you can also install on your homes or on your rooftop, wherever the roof space is available. On the right side of the slide, you can see there are state-wise targets set by the government. About 40,000 megawatt is what they want to achieve until the year 2022. And we are well within sight. If you see on the left side, there is one.
I think we can't see your screen. We're still seeing the same file manager only. Can you just share your entire screen? Just stop sharing and then reshare your entire screen.
Okay. Does it appear now?
It's coming up. Yeah, much better. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So the solar power is grid connected and rooftop type, as I mentioned in my earlier. You can see this is a large solar farm, which is almost like 3000 megawatt. This is again in Gujarat, in Charanka. And this is in Maharashtra on one of the house rooftop system being commissioned. Do I have the control to share the or?
So you can just stop sharing this, and then again you'll have to just, or you can just go back and then start your video.
No, so I'll come to one more. Now, can you see now the slide?
No,
Uh-huh.
you have to just share it once more.
Okay. Wait, wait. Okay. So share screen again. I'm doing again share screen.
Yeah,
So these are just one or two case studies I'm sharing. In the meantime, yes, you all are free to raise your questions. Okay, so now the next thing is, as you can see, this is the solar thermal heating at Amul Dairy again in Gandhinagar. Okay, which has set up, okay, about 560 square meter of concentrated dishes, and these parabolic dishes generate heat up to 150 degrees for heating, cleaning, pre-feed to boiling the milk and pasteurization and multiple applications. And then, you know, this is Gujarat Solar Park 1, also called the Charanka Solar Park, which is the third largest solar park in the world. If you get an opportunity to see, please visit. It is in Sabarkantha district, and it is spread over 2,000 hectares. So
I think there's a question, sir, on the chat, and
yes.
it's from Hitesh, and he's asking a question in terms of how are we planning for hybrid solar wind system in coming years for India?
Okay, good question. The government just recently floated a tender for few demonstration projects. So about 400 megawatts of hybrid systems are coming up, but there are challenges. You see, wherever there are wind farms, okay, it occupies just 1% of the total land mass. Now, if you coat it with solar panels, what happens is there is something called as a roughness factor that increases, which disturbs the wind flow, and that may impact the wind speed. And if the wind speed is low, you will generate less power. So there are challenges as far as the large scale hybrid projects are concerned, but where a success would be achieved perhaps is in solar power plus storage. So globally, a number of projects have come up, and shortly, maybe in another 5 years, you will see that the solar power will be largely used for storing as well, so that we have 24/7 solar energy powering all our homes and industries. I hope that satisfies your answer.
Yeah, one more question, sir. So,
Yes.
and this is from me, you mentioned a little bit about, solar energy and the way that India is actually picking up its game. When you compare costs of production, how would you compare traditional electricity that we receive at home versus solar energy costs?
Okay, good question. So now, if you see your electricity bill, it has multiple tariff as far as your home bill is concerned. You know, the tariff may range right from 2 rupees a unit, and it goes as high as 10 rupees a unit, depending on the number of units you consume. The technical word is kilowatt hour. Now, solar power today is little less than 3 rupees flat, 3 rupees a unit. Okay, so it has become much cheaper today than the coal-based power plant. And this cost is gradually becoming lesser and lesser day by day. It's falling. So it's probably that by the beginning of next year, solar power will become the cheapest power in the world.
Okay, great. One more question.
I
Yeah.
have a question. For solar panels, they say the life is very small. Is that
Huh.
the case? It is not like it stays with you for a long time. So then definitely
Oh,
becomes a very expensive proposition.
no, 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 no. Absolutely a wrong question. Solar panels have life of at least 25 years, at least. And then they start degrading. So by the time, what's your age? Sorry? Sorry, you're a girl, but then if you don't mind.
Yeah, this is a parent here.
Okay, you're a parent. So by the time you'll be graying your hair, still your solar panel will be working, but you won't be as efficient as that. Solar panels have life of 25 years, and now newer technologies are coming, which have, in fact, life of excess of 50 years. It's the most robust development or a technology.
So there's a question by Nilesh Shah. How is solar energy being made more accessible to SMEs?
To SMEs,
Yes,
small and medium enterprises.
yes.
Okay, fine. The solar power to see today to SMEs, you have the option open to put up on your rooftop. You can put up any amount of power. Of course, there's a limitation up to only your sanctioned load you can use it. But otherwise, most of the solar energy development which is happening is for the grid connected. That is, it is fed to the grid under a tendering process, and there are targets set for various distribution companies, the electricity distribution companies. And based on the targets, they are inviting tenders and setting up the projects. And so whatever power you get from the grid, there is a component of solar energy and wind energy also coming. But apart from that, for SMEs, you can set up your own power plant. Okay. If you are asking in terms of fiscal incentives like subsidies and all, well, currently there are none of them.
Yeah. Also, then what kind of investments should an SME look for? Like, say, if for example, if you need the consumption is about 150 HP, I mean that is the installed capacity. Then what kind of an initial investment are we looking at?
Okay. See, ideally, you should put a capacity which you can consume during daytime, rather than going overboard. For example, I've been in the consulting business. I keep getting a lot of enquiries for consulting that we have this huge open space. We would like to completely coat with solar panels. Now, if your consumption or your requirement is not that high, why generate excessive power, then sell to the grid, and then the electricity board has to pay to you where there are issues?
Yeah.
So the designing plays a very important role here. You have to only put that capacity which, when you generate, you can consume during the sunlight hours, which are typically between 10 in the morning to 3, depending on the location. So if you are in the east, it could be perhaps from 8 in the morning to 2.
Yeah.
Or if you are in the central part, between 10 to 9 to 3. Or if you're in the western part, maybe from 10 to 4. So ideally about 5 to 5.5 hours of sun radiant energy is good enough where your solar power can be generated. So you need to actually design it. And that's where I specialize. I do the system designing.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, yeah. So, in fact, this is certainly the need of the hour, especially considering in the rural parts of any town or city that you consider, there are issues with the electricity availability. There are also issues with the distribution of electricity, and there could be probably days in which probably you don't get electricity. So yes, this could really be a fantastic alternative. It is just that the awareness is so low, we don't know how to go about doing these things.
Yeah, and one more thing, please understand, today renewable technologies are supplement technologies.
Yeah,
they are not substitutes.
Right.
Please understand, we cannot do away with our electricity or our petrol or a diesel. People have become so excited these days and fancy that if the solar power is there, wind power is there, let's forget other forms of energy. It cannot just happen.
Yeah.
I mean, once to a candidate, boss was interviewing, he asked him, how many years of experience do you have? And he said that, 30 years. And then he asked, what's your age? He said 30 years. He said, how come? Did you start working right from the day you were born? So he said, no, I worked overtime. So this is what happens, you know, people tend to go overboard. Everything is overtime. Don't do that. Please.
True, very true, very true.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Well, I can see questions in the chat.
Yeah, so there's a question by Joseph Moses, who's asking, what are the opportunities for entering into solar energy business?
Plenty. It's up to you where you want to be in it. Whether you want to be a contractor, whether you want to be a manufacturer of the solar cells. Well, solar cell and, you know, the silicon to make, it's a multi-billion investment. So that, of course, I won't advise, because that even a company like Reliance today will have a second thought. There are a handful of them. But what you can do is you can enter into manufacturing of the panels. The technical word used is module, or there could be opportunities plenty to just develop the business. Today that is required. You have to visit industries, you have to meet industries people and tell them this is how I can meet your requirement by solar. As somebody earlier put up, lack of awareness is there. And if you can guide and educate people and do some kind of a proper designing, there are plenty of opportunities. And the other place where opportunities are plenty are in commissioning. So a number of employment opportunities will be generated because the demand is growing. The government has set up ambitious targets. We do have sufficient manufacturing capacity, but we don't have sufficient installers. And when we say installers, we need to even have the blue collared people, the white collar, and even the people in the banyans and all working, the technicians.
Right. So there's another question by Ashwin Shah in terms of what's the difference between a solar park and a solar power plant?
Well, a solar park is a designated area which is set up by an entity or maybe by a government, which will invite multiple investors to invest whatever capacity of funds they have. So let's say if a solar park of 2000 megawatt is identified, so there could be about 50 investors who could put up 40 megawatt each, or depending on one's capability. And they can fix up, you know, the minimum size has to be 5 megawatt and maximum could be even 2000 megawatts. So one entity can also put up. The concept behind solar park is, you know, the infrastructure cost is virtually divided amongst all. So laying your transmission lines, transformer, everything, it becomes very cheap. Whereas a solar the other part was the solar plant. A solar plant is nothing but, you know, anything that generates power. So even your rooftop is a solar plant, or a solar park is also a solar plant. A plant is something which functions to do a particular thing.
Great. There's a question by Jeff and Joy. Are there any government incentives for companies and factories or households using solar or any other renewable resources of energy?
Well, today solar power has become so cheap, you don't need to have any more drivers or incentives. Of course, there used to be until 2 years back for commercial entities and industries, accelerated 80% depreciation, which has been now halved to 40%. But otherwise, you know, it's an asset today, which pays back to you in less than 3 years, or maybe even 2 years. So you don't really speaking need to have. For the household, yes, some of the states do provide some kind of capital subsidy between 10% to 30%, but there are riders in that. There are restrictions. Only certain categories can get it.
In a city like Mumbai, how do you think we can actually promote solar energy, or people actually using more solar consumption rather than using the traditional form of energy itself?
Well, see, urban cities have huge high-rise buildings. So what we call is, you know, the footprint area is very less to fulfill everybody's energy needs. So we can only tell that, you know, whatever available space you have, if you can put up a solar power plant or other a solar project, then you have to tell that, you know, only few of them can benefit out of it.
Okay. I think we're almost up for time, but one last question. Where do you see India in renewable energies on a global platform in 2030?
Well, we'll be the numero uno for sure, undoubtedly. We will, provided all the participants here take, as I said, a pledge and they decide. What is essential is, you know, it is first I that use and I tell others to use.
Right.
All right, we are almost now the most populated country in the world. Why can't we achieve? We can show the world. Our energy needs are also more and they are growing, so we can become number one. Before I go, can I just share a small video?
Sure, sir. Absolutely.
So out of, you know, you all many practice CSR and others. Something I practice an ISR. CSR stands for Corporate Social Responsibility. But I took an individual social responsibility, and you know, all these years the society gave me this respect. I thought I owe something to the society, and you know, to my school, as an example, I donated a rooftop solar system, which I showcased it to that particular city from where I graduated. And I'll just show a small clipping. I'm not trying to boast of myself, but this is how you can make a beginning. So is the share screen provided?
Yeah. It is there with you.
Okay, it's a very small video of about 2 minutes. Is it visible?
No, sir.
No?
No, I think you'll have to stop share.
Okay,
Go back
I
and
stop share quickly. And then I do again share screen.
Yes, entire screen. Yes, I think it's coming up now. Yeah, if you can play the video. Yeah.
Share screen.
Yeah, we can see a file folder. We can't see a video.
Will it come?
No, we can't see the video screen. We can hear the audio.
So, anyway,
sir, if you could just go back, do stop share.
and that's all.
Yeah, then now go back. Now shares, say share screen. Then do entire share screen. Yeah. Now play the video from here, sir.
Coming?
Only hear the audio.
Yeah?
Only the audio.
Holy Cross Convent School at
Okay,
Kola.
I don't know. Then anyway, then let's. It's okay. I would just tell that I had set up the. I donated the system, and today, as a result, the business has grown over 2,000%. Meaning, getting inspired by it, everybody started setting up a solar power plant or the solar system on their rooftops and even industry. I just wanted to share that. You know, small change can make a big difference.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. I think it's been great. I think two things that I really picked up from this is that one, that a percentage change or a percentage change in the rise in temperature is going to impact us significantly, and it's going to cause us a lot more pain and will actually deplete our natural resources a lot more quickly. I think we saw that through the pandemic, where 2 months of the entire world getting locked down. I think there was it said that nature has come back, right? And nature actually started reclaiming its own space. So that was a very nice thing. And I think the second one important is that I think it's more of an individual commitment to see how we can actually use and implement some solar energy thoughts that you shared with us. So thank you for that. Ashwin, any parting words that you may have?
Well, I'll just add something. I hope so that you all people have got a very good insight about the solar energy. Now, we cannot say that you don't know about solar energy. Just the way, you know, there goes somebody just shared to me, you know, अभी दुनिया में ऐसा कोई नहीं है जो ये कहेगा कि मैंने अल्कोहल को हाथ नहीं लगाया. Is that true? Today, there is nobody in the world who can tell that, you know, I have not touched an alcohol.
Correct.
Even those who are there, because, you know, we all have been sanitizing our hands and everything. तो अब मैं ये कहूँगा, इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे ऐसा कोई नहीं है जो कहेगा कि मुझे सोलर एनर्जी क्या है ये पता नहीं है. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So Jaideep sir, thank you so very much for throwing your powerful insights on the field of sustainable energies. I'm sure all these students would have gained a lot of pointers from this entire interactive presentation. So thank you so much for taking out this 1 hour from your busy schedule and coming and speaking and inspiring various students and parents to come up with multiple initiatives to make India a green India of tomorrow and be a leader in the field of sustainable energies. So we look forward to see you more and more with FIRC platform in the future as well. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jai Hind.
Thank you, audience, for making it to this event. We've got another one coming up tomorrow at about 6 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. And thank you all for your wonderful time. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.